Good morning students. In this lecture 60th of electronics, we will discuss our next method of transistor biasing, that is collector to base bias, and it is also known as collector feedback bias, or it is also known as collector feedback bias. So here the base of the transistor, it is not directly connected to this VCC, or you can say that the base resistor RB, it is not directly connected to VCC. So as in the previous cases, the biasing of the base, it was done by plus VCC, but here the biasing of the base or the voltage across RB, it will be because of the voltage across the collector terminal. Because between this RB and plus VCC, there is collector resistor RC. So now the current across RC will be the sum of base current and the collector current. And then at this point, according to Kirchhoff's current law, KCL, IB it will flow through base resistor RB and IC it will flow through collector. And this IE, it is the emitter current, which is equal to the sum of IB and IC. This VCE, it is the output voltage across the collector emitter terminal. In the same way, there will be voltage VBE across the base emitter terminal. So here the biasing of base, it is not done by plus VCC, but it is because of the voltage between these two terminals, means VCB. So biasing of the base in this method, it is done by VCB. So now apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to the input loop. This is the input loop. Apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. Apply KVL to the input loop. Now what we have to calculate? So it will be VCC minus, what is the current through RC? It is IB plus IC into RC. Then minus, what is the current through RB? It is IB RB. Then what is the voltage across base emitter junction? It is VBE. And here this is positive, this one is negative. So here we will have, again the signs are not alternate, so minus VBE, it is equal to 0. So we have just applied Kirchhoff's voltage law to the input loop of the circuit. Now what we have to find is, we have to find the value of the operating point. And what is the value of the operating point? The value of IC and VCE. So here our main motive is to calculate the value of IB. Then we know that this is the part of common emitter amplifier. So in case of common emitter amplifier, current gain is beta and it is IC by IB. So IC will be beta IB. So after calculating base current IB, you can calculate collector current beta IB. That is one coordinate of the operating point. So VCC, it is equal to IBRC plus, move all these three terms, negative terms to the right side. It will be ICRC plus IBRB plus VBE. Now we know that this IC, it is equal to beta IB. So VCC minus VBE, it is equal to IBRC plus beta IBRC plus IBRB. So now to find the value of IB, take IB common And inside the bracket, here again we have RC common, and here we will have beta plus 1 plus RB. Now move this whole term to the denominator, to the other side. So base current will be IB is equal to VCC minus VBE upon RB plus beta plus 1 RC. This is the exact actual expression of base current. But we know that the value of beta is quite high as compared to 1. As beta it is greater than 1, therefore this beta plus 1, it will be approximately equal to beta. Then our expression for base current will become IB, it is equal to VCC minus VBE upon RB plus beta RC. And here again, in case of theory, we usually neglect this VBE as compared to VCC, because the value of VCC is much larger than the value of VBE. But in case of numericals, I have already told you that if in case of numericals, it is given that the given transistor is silicon or germanium, then you cannot neglect this VBE, because we know the value of VBE for germanium and silicon. For germanium it is 0.3 volts, for silicon it is 0.7 volts. But in case of, if in the statement it is not mentioned that the given transistor is made up of which material, then in that case you can neglect this VBE as compared to VCC. So here if we neglect this VBE, as this VCC is much larger than this VBE, therefore our base current will become VCC upon RB plus beta RC. Now our main motive is to find the value of collector current. So suppose this is equation A and this one is equation B. Now calculate the value of collector current, that is one of the coordinate of operating point. So collector current IC, we know that in common emitter amplifier it is beta IB. So it will be beta VCC upon RB plus beta RC. Now take beta common from the denominator. So this beta and beta will be cancelled out. So we have the value of collector current IC, it is equal to VCC upon RC plus RB by beta. So here again our collector current, it depends upon the value of beta. It means if you will change or replace the transistor by another transistor, then that will change the current gain beta, transistor parameter beta of the transistor. And if beta will be changed, then collector current will also change. So here again, this method, collector to base bias, it also doesn't provide very good stabilization to the operating point. Why? Because here again, this collector current IC, it depends upon the value of beta. But yes, this IC, it can be made independent of beta, only in which case either made this RC very greater than this RB, or make this RB much smaller than this RC, because in that case we can neglect this RB by beta term. So what will happen? If RB will be small and we know that beta is usually large, then we can neglect this term. And if you will neglect this term, then we will have this VCC by RC. So in that case, this IC, it will be independent of beta. But otherwise, this IC, it depends upon the value of beta, as you can see from the expression. Now we will calculate the value of VCE. This is one coordinate of operating point, one coordinate IC of Q point or operating point. So to calculate the value of second coordinate, to calculate the value of second coordinate, that is VCE of the operating point or of the Q point. What we will do? Again, the step is same. Apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to the output circuit. Apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to the output circuit. So it will be, this is the output circuit. So it will be VCC minus IB plus IC into RC minus VCE. It is equal to 0. So applying Kirchhoff's voltage law to the output circuit will be VCC minus IB plus IC into RC minus VCE. It is equal to 0. Find the value of VCE. It will be VCC minus IB plus IC into RC. And we know that usually this IB, it is very small as compared to IC. So as this is small, so it is approximately equal to IC. This implies this VCE, it is equal to VCC minus IC RC. So this is our second coordinate of operating point. So when you will put the value of this IC into this equation, you will get the second coordinate of the operating point, that is VCE. But again, this method, it provides stabilization, but it doesn't provide permanent stabilization to the transistor, because still this IC, it depends upon beta value. Now advantages. First advantage is that the circuit is same as that of the common emitter amplifier. The only extra thing is the value of RB. So it is quite simple because it requires only one extra resistance, that is RB. So the circuit is quite simple. Circuit is quite simple because it requires only one extra resistance other than that of common emitter amplifier, that is RB. Then second advantage is, if you make RB small, then this RB by beta term, it will be very, very small, implies your IC, it will be independent of beta. It means this circuit, it provides stabilization against beta variations, but only in case RB is made smaller or RC is made much larger than this RB by beta. Only in this case, this circuit provides stabilization against beta variation. Then comes disadvantages. First disadvantage is that because if you will make this RC, if you will not make this RC much greater than this RB by beta, then it will not provide very much good stabilization. It means there is one condition. If you will not satisfy that condition, then this circuit, it doesn't provide good stabilization. Means it will not provide permanent stabilization. So that is the first disadvantage. And second disadvantage is that the voltage gain of the amplifier, it reduced. Why? Because collector terminal, it is connected to RB. As you can see, this collector terminal, it is connected to RB, and this VCB, it is acting as the biasing. It will provide biasing to this base terminal or base emitter junction. So in this case, what will happen? When you will apply input signal to this common emitter amplifier, there will be output signal which will be a AC signal. And that AC signal, that will be collected at this collector emitter terminal. And what will happen? Because of this connection of collector through RB to this base, that AC signal, a part of that AC signal, it will be act as a feedback to this base terminal. And we know that in common emitter amplifier, the output of the common emitter amplifier, it is out of phase, 180 degree out of phase with the input. Means it will act as a negative feedback. Why? Because if you are providing any input AC signal to this common emitter amplifier, suppose it is having its positive half cycle. But during that positive half cycle, its output will be negative half. And when a portion of that negative half, it will be given back to the input, what will happen? It will act as a negative feedback. Why? Because at that time, there is positive half of input half cycle. But that negative half, it will mix with that positive half. And what will happen? It will decrease the overall input signal, and which will decrease the voltage gain of the amplifier. So this negative feedback, it decreases the voltage gain of the amplifier. So this is second advantage, that because of the connection of this collector via this RB to this base terminal, as we know that the output signal in case of common emitter amplifier, it is out of phase with the input. So it will act as a negative feedback and it will decrease the voltage gain of this amplifier. So these are the two advantages. Now last method of transistor biasing is voltage divider bias, and it is also known as self bias, and it is the mostly used method. Why? Because in this case, there will be no involvement of beta in the expressions of IC and VCE. So in this case, the collector current IC, it doesn't even depend upon beta. So that is why the change or the replacement of the transistor, it will not change the value of the operating point. So operating point is most stable in case of voltage divider bias or self bias. So it is the most trusted method or preferred method. So last method is voltage divider bias. This is the circuit of voltage divider bias. Here this circuit, which involves this resistors R1 and R2, this is known as voltage divider circuit. voltage divider network. So here this RE, it provides stabilization. So what happens is that this voltage divider network, what we will do, we will draw the Thevenin equivalent of this circuit. So actually the main circuit of voltage divider bias, so draw its Thevenin equivalent. Thevenin equivalent will be this is the common emitter amplifier. Now here you can see what will happen when, because of this power supply plus VCC, there will be collector current IC through this collector resistor RC, and here there will be base current IB because of this VB, and here we will have emitter current IE, which is equal to IB plus IC through this RE. And when that emitter current that will flow through this RE, how it will flow? From positive to negative terminal. And what will happen? As you can see, this voltage drop across this resistor RE, it will reverse bias this emitter base junction or base emitter junction. How? This is the positive terminal of the voltage drop connected to N-type emitter, and this negative side of the voltage, it is connected to positive base. It means the voltage drop across this emitter resistor RE, what it will do? It will reverse bias this base emitter junction. And at the same time, this voltage VB, this voltage, its value is equal to this VB. It will be equal to current through base, that is IB or I into R2, I1 R2. And what is this current I1? This is the current I1. Same I1 current, it will flow through this. So basically, what is the base voltage? It is the voltage drop across this resistor R2. So VB, it is equal to I1 R2. And what is the value of I1? I1 will be VCC upon R1 plus R2. So I1 will be VCC, voltage upon series resistance R1 and R2. So VB will be, I1 is VCC upon R1 plus R2. So VB will be VCC upon R1 plus R2 into R2. It means the voltage across this base terminal VB, it depends upon the value of R1 and R2. So by adjusting the values of these two resistances R1 and R2 in the voltage divider network, you can change or adjust the value of base voltage. And why we are changing this value of base voltage? Because when this emitter current, it will increase the voltage drop across this RE. And what it will do? It will reverse bias this base emitter junction. So to keep this base emitter junction in a forward bias condition, this VB, it is made greater than the voltage drop across this RE. But how it is made greater than the voltage drop across RE? By adjusting the value of R1, R2 in the voltage divider network, we adjust the value of VB to keep this base emitter junction forward biased. How? Voltage across base emitter junction is VBE, and this VBE, it will be equal to the voltage across the base terminal minus voltage across the emitter terminal. This VBE, you have to write theory, which I have already discussed with you. So this VBE, it will be equal to VB minus VE. So if you will make this VB more positive than this VE, then this VBE will be positive. It means it will forward bias the base emitter junction. So after that, we will discuss the stabilization action. In case of stabilization action, what happens is that when temperature increases, what happens? We know that leakage current ICO, it increases. And the value of collector current, it is beta IB plus beta plus 1 ICO. So if this, with the increase in temperature, if this leakage current increases, this implies that collector current will increase. And what will happen if collector current it is increasing? Then IE will increase. If IE will increase, what will happen? If this IE will increase, then the voltage drop across RE will increase, which implies the voltage drop across RE, it will also increase. And if voltage drop across RE, which is VE, if the voltage drop across RE, which is VE, it increases, what will happen? It means the forward bias, which is VBE, voltage across base emitter junction, it will decrease. But it will still provide forward biasing, but it will decrease. If this will decrease, then base current will decrease. So this implies VE increases, it will decrease VBE, that is net forward bias to the base emitter junction, and it will reduce base current. If forward bias it will decrease, then it will decrease base current IB. And if IB decreases, it means collector current will decrease. This implies collector current, it is beta IB, it will also decrease. So this increase in collector current, because of the temperature, it will get compensated because of the decrease in collector current, because of the decrease in base current. So this implies this decrease in collector current, it compensates the increase in collector current due to increase in temperature. So in this way, the stability of operating point, it is improved in this case. And now I will show you that this IC, the value of IC, it is almost independent of beta. That is why this circuit is most preferred. So we know that the I1, it is equal to VCC upon R1 plus R2. Then what will be the voltage across base? It is the voltage across resistance R2. And what will be that? It is I1 R2. I1 is VCC upon R1 plus R2 into R2. So we have calculated VB. And what is VE? It is the voltage drop across RE. And it is equal to IERE. And to keep base emitter junction forward bias, we have VBE, which is VB minus VE. So the value of this VB is VCC R2 upon R1 plus R2, which will be adjusted by changing the value of R1, R2 in the voltage divider network, minus this is IE into RE. So this is the equation which will keep the base emitter junction forward bias. And then the value of collector current, it is approximately equal to emitter current. And what is emitter current? From this equation, emitter current is VE upon RE. And what is VE? From this equation, what will be VE? VE is VB minus VBE. And we know that this IE, it is approximately equal to IC. So IC is also equal to VB minus VBE upon RE. So now you can see this is one of the coordinate of the operating point and it is independent of beta. There is no beta in the expression of collector current. Now find the value of second coordinate of operating point, which is VCE. Now find VCE. So apply Kirchhoff voltage law to the output circuit. Apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to the output circuit. It will be VCC minus, apply Kirchhoff's voltage law, minus ICRC, minus the voltage across this terminal will be VCE. So minus VCE. Then the current across this terminal is IE. So voltage drop will be IERE. It is equal to 0. And we know that this IE, it is approximately equal to IC. So here we will have the value of VCE. It is equal to VCC minus take IC common into RC plus RE. Now by putting the value of IC which we have calculated in the previous equation, put that value here and you will get the value of second coordinate of the operating point. So in this case, as IC it is independent of beta, so this VCE it will also be independent of beta. So the operating point is independent of beta. It means it will be most stable than the previous cases. And the shifting of operating point because of the temperature